Yeah, this is right out of call yesterday.
So if
Yeah,
there's something that you could have done to prevent it, don't you think you would have done that? Of course you would have. Bob, we're talking about your son here.
right.
But Bob, I'm going to say this. What if there was nothing you could have done that day to prevent that?
I would feel different about myself.
What would that force you to accept?
I could not have done anything to prevent it.
In other words, it's not your,
It's not my fault.
yeah. Now let's
Right.
take it full circle with this situation with your wife and daughters. It's not your,
It's not my fault.
yeah.
And therefore,
Bob, you've
I
identified
can't
already
fix it.
that, right. Yes. You already identified. You said, my daughters, if I call them right now, like we're on good terms. And my wife, she doesn't even believe that it's anything that she did. So it's not about my wife and how she feels about herself. It's about this position that I continue to put myself in, where I take toxic ownership of things that go wrong around me in my life. And I make myself responsible. And I feel the need to try to fix and correct things that are not my responsibility to fix or correct. So my question for you here, and this is a $1 million question right before we wrap this, is where did you learn to take responsibility or feel blame for things that you didn't do or cause or create?
I'm an entrepreneur and I've started businesses and I've grown them and to succeed by sheer force of will.
But here's
I
the
was
thing,
at my
people,
peak when my son passed away. I was at my peak in that.
yeah, but people aren't
So,
problems to be solved, right?
right. Oh, sure, sure.
So do you see how it's more about your control? If I take ownership of it, then I can fix it.
Right. Because that's who I am.
Right. But what did taking ownership of your son's suicide do for you? What did taking ownership of this rift between your current wife and your grown adult daughters do for you? What has it done for you? Nothing other than put you in a state of shame, guilt, beating yourself up for the past, and creating cycles of self-sabotage in your life.
Right.
The mindset I use in my line of work, in business, doesn't serve me when it comes to relationships, people, dynamics.
I see that very clearly these days. Yes.
Bob, amazing opportunity for you to forgive yourself.
I need that. I really do need that. And I see that. It's going to be some unwiring because I've got an awful lot of guilt for a bunch of things that I need to reverse to be able to get there. But I can see that at least, and I'm committed to move in that direction. So
Love it, brother. I love
that's
it.
a good thing. That's a good thing.
I love that.
So
And I just want to honor you and just say thank you for opening up, man. And thank you for sharing that, because I know a lot of guys, a lot of people can relate to that. A lot of people have lost family members from suicide, and a lot of people feel that shame and guilt. But that's the thing, is processing and working through that.